welcome back to My Life with Plants. I'm Newman. Today I'm putting up this netting onto this fence that's up the side of the property, and it's in shade. So the sun will just peek around here for a little bit in the afternoon. This will be where a lot of the moisture-loving orchids are going to hang out. And this is usually used for cutting up and using to put on the bottom of pots. So I'm just going to finish this up. Okay, I finished attaching it with zip ties. Put some in the middle there too. Stop it sagging. So you can see down here that there are a lot of mosses and ferns. Lots of ferns and mosses because it's a breezy and the most humid area. The breeziest and the most humid. And the reason why I chose this area is for those two reasons, plus the sun will just reach here in the very, very late afternoon, but just a little bit. And this here is going to provide some shade as well. Down here we have another area to hang some orchids. They might want even more moisture and a little more shade than that, because I don't want the sun on them at all. If you live in lower altitudes, like we're about 20 meters above sea level, your best bet is to put your orchids in as much shade as you can. I know it doesn't make sense, but it does in these hot climates. If you live up higher, over 100 meters above sea level, you may try part sun during the day, but generally this is the best area for most of the orchids, believe it or not. Other shade loving things, here we have the hostas. They're all coming up. Some hostas here too. And this is just starting to open. It's nearly, this is a perfoliate. This leaf is perfoliate, so that the pedicel is actually goes straight through the center of these leaves, and then it has this flower that resembles a Paphiopedilum, and it's just about to open, so that's great. I'm going to come out and see what it looks like. It might be flowering tonight. Nice surprise. Alright. So once the weather gets a little bit warmer at night, we'll be putting those orchids out. So this will be in video from now, and then updated in a week or two from now. I just took the Haworthias out of their winter tray. There has the insulation in there, and put them back into these trays. It lets more air through. But they've dried out. They need a good watering today. Alright, I've been bringing out the orchids. So we got this Vandaceous one called Loose Neri. It's got some nice new roots on there because I've been watering it every day. It's Cattleya ericolor, and above that we got Codomanensis Cleistocactus. It's going to cascade down. We got Vanda Loose Neri. We got my Vanda there. Cattleya there. That has another bud. It's got another bud on the other side. That's its position. And we got Beringiana. Setting up this new cane. We got this Dendrobium It's been out here all winter. And that one, I put Cattleya, Rhyncholaleo Cattleya Young Kong out here. It's got some nice roots coming away. New cane. We got this that I'm not quite sure what kind of a orchid it is. It hasn't ever flowered yet. And we've got Blue Heaven, Laleo Cattleya Blue Heaven, which is probably my hardiest orchid out of all of them. Look at those roots. It is the hardiest, even when it gets into trouble during the heat of the summer. Doesn't die. Does get a burnt leaf here and there. This one shed off its big burnt leaf. No big surprise. But yeah, you can see those new roots coming away. This is what it looks like back here. It's going to have the shade cloth pulled over the top. Like this. There we go. They hang out in there for the summer. Looks like with a rope down, these Vandas would be, this Cattleya and Vanda would be alright because they're quite high up, just out of the sun's harsh rays. Yep, this is the best I can do for them. As you can see, I can't really put any more orchids in there, and these are the only ones that could actually handle the heat on the balcony with these varieties. The rest of them have to go out into the garden this year. There's one more that's going on the balcony, believe it or not. They can handle the conditions of the Cattleya. It's Renee Marks Epicattleya. So definitely the Cattleya and that, or the epidendrum in it, has made it really resistant to heat. But this is in flower now, so I'm not going to put it out yet. And unfortunately no scent, but beautiful flowers nonetheless. And it has withstood the heat thrown at it from last year. I'm going to put out this whole new stem here. So it loves heat, doesn't have any problems. However, this one is going to go out, and I'm going to put it with Fias this year, with my Fias. This Lycast, and Lycast has a nice bulb here. Any luck, I'll get a flower spike coming. But definitely this one does not like the heat, although it did take it, but also had a loss. It lost its new bulb that it had made from the previous year, and it was a nice healthy one. But yep, that one's going to be going out with the Coleogenes, and these ones are going to hang out with Coleogenes too. I'm going to make some hangers for them. So I'm busy as can be. That one, and that one's going to go in the garden. This one, make it a hanger. It's going with Coleogenes, or pretty close to there in the shady area. And you too, you're going. Lovely flowers on this one. Look at that. It's Maxillaria. Maxillaria does not like the heat. Oh no. Do not put it in the heat. Just wait while I try to describe the smell of this. Okay. Smells like dry straw. It smells like a bale of dry straw. What does that attract? Oh ho ho. Did you know that this thing here is very, very, very tough? Biffinaria. Biffinaria can go out there and hang out. No problem. It loves the heat. Gobbles it up. Doesn't even get stressed one bit. Even if it's on the dry side. It's almost like a cactus. This orchid. Biffinaria Turaniana. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta put this one out. Now wait a minute. One more time. Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but these Maxillaria variabilis Nana. It's quite a small one. These flowers smell like nylon shade cloth in the hot sun. That's what they smell like to me. However, the tenuata smells like these flowers develop, which they should be pretty soon. In the summer they'll bloom. They smell like coconut. Yeah, okay, next up. Gotta keep going. Okay, I come out today because actually I checked the weather and the weather's pretty warm at night. So out come my two Brassavolas, Little Stars and Nodosa. So what do you think? I mounted on with the nylon like I did last year, and then I cut a little hole here and I put this thick cotton rope through here so I can tie it on, so if we get real windy weather it's not going anywhere. They should do much better here. It's kind of more like their habitat, which they grow on pretty dry, sparsely wooded parts of Brazil, where it rains and then it has quite a lot of dry air pushing through. So there we go. Out for the summer. Right. Sologeny fimbriata, which has this lovely new growth coming away, is now hanging up with the other Sologeny. And we've got the Poropax here, Poropax, forget its last name, and what is it again? It's on the edge of my tongue, and it's out here too. And down there, Peonies. Still waiting for those to shoot. So there you have it. They're back in this shade area, which is ideal for cola growers. I use a lot of sticky traps during the winter. As you can see, all these little strips I cut off, and I got one fungus net, 2, 3, 4, 5 fungus nets. So you can see that I don't have really that many, because I'm always cutting the strips and placing them on top of the medium there. That's the only way to keep fungus gnats away for good. Okay, I finished hanging up buckets. Got some Maxillaria over here, which is quite shady. It's very bright, indirect sun, so the sun won't quite reach them. And then down on this level, which is quite close to the ground, we have high humidity, which will suit this Dinema polybourbon. And there's an osmum here that I've been trying to grow. It's still fine. It'll actually grow a lot better now. And we got Lepent Leptotes bicolor, which hasn't given any fragrance. And then we got this Epicatlia Kyoguchi Happy Field. It's only got 2 buds because it's been struggling. Higher humidity, more airflow. This one that didn't come into bud, but it might. It's a Nobile type. There's these flowers. Might come into bud yet. And the Lycast is up here, which would be ideal for it. We've got another. We just put some moss on there to cover those bare roots. It's called Pink Ducks. Dendrobium anosmum type. It did put out this cane last year. Like I said I would do, I have put Cattleya lundi out here. Then we got the Dendrobium linguiform out here. Between these two, a little bit more shaded. Brachycattleya Gulf Shores Beauty. I just put it in this basket, and I have I've cut a hole into here and tied this cotton rope to stop them blowing around, because it does get windy around here. This is the shady area. Hopefully they'll do well here, and I'm not going to give water because they're just going to go through a little shock, not too much. It's not cold out here anymore. It's about 21 degrees, and the nighttime temperature of about 10 or 12 degrees, so it's not shockingly cold anymore. Yeah. This should be fine. It just goes through a little adjustment. But I definitely know that the Maxillaria will do well here. Going by where my friend grows hers. She grows them right sitting on the ground where there's a lot of mosses and that on cobblestones. There's mine fried on that balcony. These ones got a bit of water because they demand much more water. And we got our first tragedy, so I might as well show you guys. Vanda falcata, this one's getting a bit sick. It dropped a lot of leaves already. Just dropped another one. So it's probably going to die. And what do you know? It's the yellow flowering one. However, I don't get this trouble from the white varieties. They seem to be hardier. Yeah, they're tougher. Yeah, they got no problems. I just won't be given any water tonight. And this one has stood the test. Yep, I'm hoping this will start to grow some new canes this year. Dendrobium hancockii. I certainly hope so. Okay, anyway. Geez, those buds are nearly open. Look at that. They're so close to opening. Alright, so that is it for today. Thanks for watching. This was a vlog. And we'll probably see you again next week, or we might do a update on my plants in the home. Tomorrow's going to be a wet day. That's why I'm not watering right now. So these plants are going to get some water anyhow. Yeah. Over here, let's have a peeky. Wow, look at all the buds on that Moniliforme. It's going to be great when it flowers. Alright. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye bye. Alright, it's the next day. Today's a wet day, 15 degrees, plenty of humidity, and the rain is pretty cool. But it's not cold, it's just kind of cool. So I won't be able to hang around here too long. But these orchids are getting some water. And we're just going to see how it goes, how this position works for these Brassavolas, the Cattleya lundi, and the Lycast. And we've got some other goodies down there. Down towards the ground is more humid, of course, and then you've got the Maxillarias. And that one there is kind of recovering. It's an Epidendrum Cattleya hybrid that had a hard time last summer. It might recover. And I got busy hanging up some more Dendrobiums. This one's still in flower. But I decided to hang it out now. It's almost over, unfortunately. And I put this one here. And I have the lovely bonsai wire, so I can wrap it right around that hook, so there's no way it'll blow off in the wind. But I better get out of here because it's wet. And we'll see how things go in progress. Unfortunately, if some orchids just can't grow in my climate, then I just have to let them go. But there will always be some that I can. My best bet is the Maxillaria. They'll do fine out here. Alright, that concludes these bunch of vlogs, I think, although I've been cleaning up the room, so we'll take a look at that now. A few empty saucers to wash up. I do wash everything. And over here, you can see that the greenhouse has been packed away for next year, including the trays and the saucers are all washed. I put the Sansevieria over there with the big Cattleya Rene Marx, which is looking nice today. And over here I put the plants that like bright but indirect sun. You definitely won't like that. And I've got to give my begonia a prune, although I don't want to. They need to be pruned, otherwise they just get longer and longer and flop over. And you got down here my two that are left over, looking very healthy, and they might form a flower spike, and if they don't, it's because I'm just going to put their effort into growing. Remember, I lost one last year because I was too stupid. I had it over here and I'm trying to put shade cloth on it and that, and the most obvious thing is just to move it away from the sun. But it's amazing the stupid things that I can do when I'm not thinking. Yeah, alright, down here a whole lot of Hoyas. These are Hoya bellas, and there'll be giveaways. And I got another pothos that I was going to plant, but I have to keep biting my hand to resist it. But I will do some cuttings of my Philodendron Brazil, just because I only have one plant of that and I like to grow another as a backup if something goes wrong with it. Although it's looking healthy, there'll probably be no need to. But I like to grow another one. I've given two away already. This one's growing pretty fine. It's Got lots and lots of new growth on it. Yeah. Loose and healthy. Yeah, we're going to do an update on this room because it's looking really good. Okay, finally this does conclude my vlogs. It's been a busy weekend, but fun. There's still plenty to do. Oh yeah, I remember that pot is actually for cuttings of this. Yeah, that's what it's for. Okay, you got to get one more pot. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. I'm sorry I couldn't show you all the process of what I was doing, but it's so busy that I actually didn't have time, so I just had to show you bits of what I've been doing. But if it sparks off some creativity in yourself, then it was well worth it. And if you got something out of it, it's good too. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share the video with somebody that also likes plants. Yeah, that's it. And until next time, we'll see you. This is my Adansonio Monstera. I like this thing. Gonna let it dangle, like cascade down. I got some peperomia hope cuttings that I did, and they're starting to look good too. You got a nice root system. You can see that one's starting to grow out the tip. Alright, see you later. Bye bye.